going to just do the same thing again. Going live. Going live. We're going to cook a pasta dish. It's all vegetables. My idea for this show is just getting more vegetables in your life, whether you're an herbivore or an omnivore. Let's just get more vegetables in your life. So here we go. This is a creamy pasta dish, and it's using white beans in the pasta sauce, right? So it's just a blended white bean sauce. We've talked a little bit about hierarchy of health. Hierarchy of health is where you go from really healthy to really not. So let's say that you're getting chips as you're going out of the cash from the cashier at the grocery store. Those chips probably have a lot of processed stuff that is not very good for you. If you went to the produce section and just pulled out a veggie to eat, it would be way healthier. And then there's all levels in between. The more processed, probably the worse it is. The more synthetic those chemicals are that they add, the worse it is. So I'm going to just bring this camera down here for a minute. This is our mise en place. The ingredients that we have today, you can also see them in the background there. Cutting off my head, professional camera work being done here. So we're going to cook here. We're going to blend in there white beans, which we've got in a can. We've rinsed, and the top is already off. We're going to put this in the blender. We've got broth. This is vegetable broth, a quarter cup. We've got lemon juice, which I haven't even cut up the lemons yet. So let's get the beans into. Okay, get me a lemon. Put it on the keyboard. You know where the keyboard is?
Yeah, right here. One. Put one lemon on it.
Give me two.
Okay, I gave you two.
Thank you. That was very helpful, and I appreciate that. We're going to get spoons for the last. I appreciate it too. Very, very nice. All right, we've got us a broth. Facebook is trying to reconnect. Always clean.
Okay, Papa.
We've got olive oil, which we're not using. We're doing the extreme vegan, what I call forks over knives vegan when I cook on this show. You can always add olive oil. For this recipe, they add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Nutritional yeast, a quarter cup. See, this is the pain too. Facebook drops off a lot. Nutritional yeast gives it kind of a cheesy flavor. Nutritional yeast, we like to put a little bit of that in there. We're going to put garlic. We're using 2 whole cloves. The recipe calls for 1, but I'm a garlic kind of guy, so I'm adding 2. We are not putting onion powder just simply because I don't have it. We're going to add some pepper. The recipe calls for wow, it doesn't say. So I love pepper. I'm going to probably put a little too much pepper in here. I'm just going to fresh grind it right into the blender. And that's it. Just a little bit of black pepper, the grindable type. And then I'm going to add this spice. This is from Trader Joe's. It's a mushroom. If you're not into mushrooms, don't use this. Can you pour a little bit in there? Yeah, let's worry about that later. We'll clean up later. All right. Yes, awesome. All right, and that is it. Now we're going to blend it, right? So this blender is a special blender. Just use any blender that you have. Turn it on. It's telling me it's open, so this thing did not click. So. All right, there we go. We're going to blend that for a while. Our next thing is we're going to bring a big, large pot of salted water to boil. We're using pasta. This pasta is a little better than normal pasta just because it's made out of lentils and chickpeas. So we're going to use 2 shells, and we're going to use penne. We're going to first bring our water to the boil. We'll wait till that boils, and then we're going to let that, I think it says, read the instructions off the back. Cook till your desired firmness, about 9 to 11 minutes. So you got to deal with me for at least 9 more minutes here. With the loudness in the back. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to just read. We've got our broccoli stems. We've got our onions. Those, we're going to first put the onions in. We're going to put them in a hot pan. Once again, I'm doing this without oil, so I may use a little bit of water. I'm going to turn on the front gas here. I'm going to let that pan heat up a little bit here. I'm just putting it medium to high. Let's go 6. My scale goes from 0 to 10. I love gas just because it's fast and it's easy and it's variable heat. So we're going to put the heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a large skillet pan over medium heat. Add the onion and saute until soft, about 5 minutes. So the first thing that we're going to start with is onion Savoia, right? So we're going to just probably put a little tiny bit of, I'm going to just use a little bit of vegetable stock instead of oil. This is just a standard vegetable stock. I normally like to go with low sodium. That'll just kind of give me an idea of whether the heat is adequate. We're going to go ahead and put those onions on as it starts to heat. All right. What do we got next here? We're going to let that cook for about 5 minutes. The next thing we're going to put in, this recipe calls for you cutting the stalks separate from the florets. And then we're going to cook the stalks for longer. That's going to add some flavor. Just as a quick note, let's talk a little bit about broccoli. Broccoli is an amazing vegetable, and it's good for you, especially good for your kidneys. It's got a chemical in it called sulforaphane. We talk a lot about whole plants have amazing chemicals, and a lot of times they work together synergistically. But sulforaphane, if you cook it, can be lost. So there's 2 things that you can do in order to not lose the sulforaphane. You can pre-chop your broccoli about 40 minutes before you plan on cooking it, or you can add another alum vegetable. Well, what's another alum vegetable? Well, mustard is. So if you have some mustard powder and add it after you cook it, it will keep the sulforaphane content and make it much healthier for you. For you. Alright. So our broccoli, let's kind of heat it up so we get some heat quicker. Once this heats up a little bit, I'm just going to kind of keep it moving a little bit, just so we can get these onions translucent. Translucent onions, that's what you're going for. You want them to go from white to a little bit clearer, and that is what you're looking for. If you've got some oil in there, they'll brown up a little bit too. You will not get the brown that you will traditionally get from. Do you think that's long enough for it to be blended completely? Okay. All right, we're going to turn this off. We're going to take a look at it. I think we're just about done here. How do I not break this? I'm not going to mess with that, because if I break that machine, my wife will kill me. If you just have a regular blender, it would be better. I don't know how to use this thing. See, this is my kitchen prowess. Is there a way to take this off? Oh, look at that. So difficult. So our pasta sauce is ready.
So much easier than we thought.
Yeah.
Ah,
So that is ready to go.
I'm
It's
gonna
gonna heat up. There we go. So now we're just cooking down some onions. We're just gonna keep those moving around a little bit. We add a little bit of liquid. Like I said, because we're not using oil, it will tend to stick pretty easily. So in my opinion, oil is mainly used so you don't stick your stuff to your pan. And so that is what we're going to do today. We are going to just get our veggies to a level of, what I like about having a long handle is I can bring this over to you. It's starting to get a little more translucent than the onion was originally. We're going to keep this on high heat just to maybe make this process go a little faster so that you guys aren't extremely bored here. Anytime you overcook or things start sticking to your pan, add a little bit more fluid, a little bit more liquid. In this case, we're just using regular vegetable stock. And that will start slowing the cooking process down. Once again, you want to keep your veggies moving a little bit so that they are not sticking to the pan. Can you do that? What's that? Food? Okay. So normally this is going to cook for about 5 minutes. The stalks of the broccoli are pretty hard compared to florets. So we're going to put that in and cook that for about 5 minutes also. Once again, what we're doing is we're just moving things around so it doesn't stick to the pan. We've got a little tiny bit of fluid in there, liquid in there. What we're using is vegetable broth in order for that not to stick to the pan is the biggest point of using vegetable broth because we're not using oil. If you are somebody who uses oil, I would suggest a really good high-end Evo extra virgin olive oil, and that would be very appropriate. We're going to go ahead and put some of this broccoli in here. The broccoli stems, which we've cut up and had separate from our florets, and we're going to just start cooking that down also. And we're going to just keep that moving a little bit. We're going to add liquid to that as we need to so that it doesn't stick to the pan. Once again, I'm the kind of person that loves pepper on everything. I've read that sometimes that pepper should be put in toward the end of the cooking process, but I am probably going to do both. I love the taste of pepper. We're going to put a little pepper in this right now. Just a little bit. A tiny bit. Oh, you know what we didn't put in there?
Lemon.
The lemon. Look at that. Chaos Kitchen. So I'm going to just take out the seeds as best I can here. We're going to incorporate a little bit of the lemon juice into our sauce. That was supposed to be added at the beginning when we blended it, but because this is a fairly thin sauce to begin with, I think it will incorporate pretty well. We got some time to talk about it. When you mess up, hey, just see, did you like the flavor? To me, that's the joy of cooking. Sometimes you find better ways. We're going to be adding some things to this recipe that were not called for in this recipe. When you get seeds in your dish, just take them out. I was going to put more of that in there. So once again, this will be kind of incorporated into the pasta when we do it. Awesome. Can you put? Luckily, we're cooking with people that we're eating with. When you are cooking, don't lick your lemon.
I love lemon.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, suck on that lemon there.
Okay.
This is what's great about cooking with people that you're going to be eating with. If you have problems with their sanitary protocols in their own house, then you get to talk to them about it. Awesome. Scott's helping me out here because he don't want this stuff to burn while we're talking about it. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. We're going to add a little bit, start to get a little sticking to this pan. So we're going to add a little more liquid to the pan because we don't want stuff to stick to it. That's the whole point of this cooking. Scott's going to take over for me because I'm going to also add just a little bit of garlic powder. I got a little extra garlic powder in the kitchen. We're going to just throw that in there. Stir that around a little bit in the pan. Our pasta water is coming to a boil. We're going to put all of our pasta in there. We got 3 different, just regular 8-ounce boxes of pasta. We've got one of penne. The penne is made with red lentil. The shells are made with chickpeas. It's a little bit healthier than just your traditional pasta. Once again, if you're in the hierarchy of health, the whole grains are better for you. So we'll make some bowls here in the future also, some bowls that are some whole grains and some whole.
What do you get in that?
We need these boxes. You want to open the other box? Okay. Just open it like this. You get this one, I'm going to get this one, okay?
I want to get that one too.
Okay. This box doesn't have a liner. We're just going to dump this in here. A liner, the little plastic that was on the inside. Can you get it?
Yeah.
Rip it. No, don't use your teeth, kid.
It's much easier.
I'm sure it is, but we don't want. When we're learning how to cook, we got to do stuff.
Like this.
Let's see, she said.
We can't see it.
Makes sense. All right. We're going to put the lid on. We're going to turn this down a little bit. We're going to leave this for, we're going to check it in 7 minutes because I'm not good at timing. I have a little timer here because my phone I'm using for this presentation here. We've got some pine nuts. We're going to put the pine nuts in the oven. We're going to just lightly toast those. So I'm going to have my brother turn on the stove to somewhere between 420 and 500. We're just going to try to put those in the cookie sheets and cook those briefly just until they get a little roasty toasty. We've also got some radicchio. We're going to put that in much closer to the end of the pasta dish. We're going to we're going to turn the camera down here so you can see. I've got like 3 bell peppers. I'm honestly going to put those in toward the end, more for just a little bit of flavor than anything else. More for the flavor and the color, right? So I don't think the seeds will hurt you if you want to remove the seeds. So if you're dealing with hot peppers, the seeds are where the heat comes from. The capsaicin lives in the seeds. Just remember that. Remove the seeds if you're trying to get a little bit of heat, but not a lot of heat from your hot peppers. Now, bell peppers, of course, are not very hot. So it's not a problem having a little bit of seeds in there. I think that might. But if you're somebody that wants to be highly critical of your dish, you may want to remove your seeds. I may still remove the seeds. We also may leave them in because I don't think the seeds hurt anything. So if you want stuff to cook evenly, it's a good idea to have everything cut uniformly. Here's my opinion. I love having things a little bit different. So cutting them just a little bit differently in thickness makes it even up better for me. So, all right, so we're gonna turn this way down. Our veggies are pretty well cooked here. We're gonna keep that going, making sure that the stuff doesn't stick. We're getting very translucent with our onions, and our broccoli is getting a little better. Let's just put a little bit of umami mushroom in with our veggies here also. Cookie sheet.
Yeah.
Can we roast those? If you want to just use a regular pan, that'll work too. So we're just going to use a regular pan to heat up these pine nuts, get them roasty toasty.
Peanuts.
Once again, like I said, what I like about gas is you can definitely change the heat quickly. It's a quick change, just at a flick of the wrist, and you're changing the amount of heat temperature that you have going on with those vegetables. So once again, we've got about 9 minutes probably for this pasta. Right now we've got it set at 10 minutes. So we're just letting the pasta cook down. I wonder if I roll these things. We may use these to burn so we can just kind of show you what the pasta looks like. We can do the wall test with our pasta if we want to see if it's ready to go. That's where you throw your pasta on the wall and see if it sticks. So that traditionally is what I do. But today I'm not going to, because I'm going to look kind of professional while I'm cooking with you guys.
Do you do any
Our pasta,
more?
I'm just kidding. I don't really throw pasta on the wall. So some people like their pasta al dente. That's when it's a little harder, a little firmer when they bite into it. I'm the kind of person that I'm not particularly fond of al dente pasta. Like I said, once we get a little bit closer, we're just going to throw the broccoli in for just a few minutes. We're going to put a cover over the top of it. We're going to let it steam a little bit. We're going to put the radicchio and the bell peppers in just as a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color. I love color in the dishes. So we're going to just put that in. We're going to put a little bit more black pepper. I love black pepper. How about we add a little bit of Italian herbs? Can you do that without burning yourself? Can you do that without burning yourself? Yeah. Over the pan so it doesn't go everywhere. Good job. And it's great to have kids. Teach them what you want in the kitchen, and maybe they can help you while you're cooking also. That's enough, yeah. Just get a little bit of flavor in there. You want to try that one? A tiny bit. Tarragon. What the heck? A tiny bit. And then over here. That's a tiny bit. You want to put a little bit of dill? We're going to put a little dill in there. What the heck? So, do you guys have any suggestions? What I would love to do is cook with other people. The more people that I can get in the show, I would love. And the more people that have some recipes that they like that are vegetable based, I would love to cook them with them virtually. So, if you would like to go, or hey, you could come to my house. I don't care. We can cook virtually or together. Erin Kingston, what are you doing, girl? It's good to see you. I don't think I created this event on Facebook before it happened, so that was my mistake. Woohoo! Making mistakes and learning from them. So,
What are you going to use this for?
Shout out to Aaron.
This pasta is getting.
Aaron Lee!
Now we're gonna find our. Oh, our nuts need to go in, huh? Just put them in there. Our pine nuts, huh? I'm trying to time everything perfectly, and it ain't gonna happen. So, gonna just throw those in there, and then we'll check on them. Hopefully everything will combine perfectly at the very end, and we'll have this a dish that we can at least show you on the plate what it looks like. So we like to call this Chaos Kitchen because it's me and it's teaching you, and it's going to be complete chaos, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to love it. Even if I have to come to your house and twist your arm behind your back so that you do love it, because we know that you're into pain. So these veggies probably need a tiny bit more. Are you watching this in the background?
Carrot says hi, TT.
Hi, TT. I'm me.
I'm up here. Right there. She can only see you in there. Say hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Say I love you.
I love you.
She can't see your pretty face.
Now can she see me?
Now she can see you.
All right, so we need a cover. See if we can find a lid.
Look at that. Look
Random lid.
at
We're gonna throw us some broccoli,
broccoli
lots of broccoli, a little bit of radicchio,
and
and some peppers. Yep. This pan is completely full, if you can't see. So hopefully that will cook down a little bit. Let's put a little lemon in there. What the heck? All right. We're going to put a little bit more.
There you go.
Vegetable stock. We're going to turn the heat up a little bit. We're going to put that for 3 minutes. We're going to take our pasta off of the heat. We just turn the heat off of the pasta. We're going to let that cool a little bit. Hopefully everything will be kind of cooked down in our veggies. We're going to have our sauce. We're going to put it all together, see what it looks like.
Mommy.
Hopefully our pine nuts will be toasted a little bit. It'll be amazing. We're going to tell you what we think about it, and you can try for yourself. You can get better at it as you are doing it. It's going to be amazing. To get better in the kitchen, you got to practice. It's an experiential thing. It's something that you get better at just by doing it. So if you want to cook for yourself, if you want to learn to cook for yourself, if you want to put a few more vegetables in your life, I would encourage you to come hang out with us on Saturdays. Also, if you have your own veggie dish that you would love to cook with me, teach me how. See if you can get me to do it correctly. Other than I may take the oil out of it. I may not use any kind of dairy or meat products in it, but you can serve this with meat, right? So a lot of you out there are omnivores. You do eat meat. I would suggest that maybe some people eat too much meat, and if they do eat meat, they eat the wrong meat. The cheeseburger at McDonald's is probably not the highest quality meat that you want to be looking for. The pink ooze that they used to make hamburgers out of is probably not really great for you. And we're still letting this cook a little bit. The pasta is still just kind of sitting in its own juices here. What we may do is put the sauce in there to let it warm up a little bit.
Did we empty out the water in the pasta?
It used most of that water.
So,
Sometimes you got extra water in there. You got to dump out your water at the end. I did not. I just kind of played it by ear. I did not put 24 ounces of water or 4 cups per package. I just kind of figured out what's going to be about that much more than the pasta. I put it in there. I brought it to a boil, and then I let it cook. I turned it down after it came to a rolling boil. I set the timer for 7 minutes, and now it's just kind of soaking up some of that liquid still. We're letting our veggies still cook here. Like I said, and we got just a couple more minutes. How are the pine nuts doing? Are they even close? No. So the pine nuts we're gonna let cook. Hey, there's our timer. So, Aaron, I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Got any questions? 300 invites sent. Thanks, Ernan. Ern Lee. Maybe Ernan's got to come over here and cook with me if she got a Saturday off and would like to do that. It's an open invite, Ernan. You can cook with me. We can do a veggie dish. It would be great. Like I said, I also love exploring different flavors from around the world. So if you or your family come from a different region of the world and you have amazing recipes, what I would love to do is get your family's recipes and we try them here. I might butcher them. I might take the oil out if they use a lot of oil. But we can maybe do 2 different sets of recipes. And we can send both of those out to our listeners here. What do you think? Huh? Think it's done? I'll leave them in just a little bit longer. I think the broccoli should be steamed a little bit more. I'm going to put a little more liquid in there. Let that cook down just a little bit more. Mainly to get that broth toned down a little bit. This might be a little bit soupy. I might have to pour it into a cup and drink it. I didn't see how much fluid I had in there. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to plate a little bit of this just in a bowl. As this is still cooking, I have a bowl. Let me grab yes, baby. Got some of those pine nuts. You want some of this? Okay. Give me just a minute. Huh? We may have to go back and make a little bit more sauce. I don't know if I'm going to have enough here. I need a really big spoon. These veggies are done. I'm going to check a little bit of nutritional yeast on this. Maybe. Get it open. And this is our first attempt at the creamy pasta. It's a little watery because so the veggies, I'm gonna have to get some of that liquid out. But there it is, guys. Have a great day. Talk next week. Drop your comments below. Tell me what you want to see made, and we will see you next week. Rock on. Have a great Saturday. Talk soon. And goodbye. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.